Ayan, finally, the last session for today. So, good evening, everyone. Mabuhay. It's your girl again, Patricia Luis, your host for the third time this day. And again, I would like to welcome you all to the block time. Okay. Yarn. Para naman may visualization tayo for this last session, no? So, as always, merong ni-ready ang Celio for us. So, stay tuned. If wala pa kayong Celio account, please do make one. So, makakapag-claim kayo later ng NFT after the session. If meron na kayo, please to drop a yellow heart emoji sa chat box. If wala pa, create na. This is your sign to create a Celio account. So just literally a few minutes ago, we discussed about leading the frontier of hyperparallelism with Paras. Along with us is Ganesh Danny. Several at Faras and how Faras is an ultra-fast EVM-compatible internet-scale blockchain elevating payments and applications with trustless and decentralization. So again, if baka lang may bago dito ngayon, if you don't know what is Block Time is a platform where developers share insider knowledge and insights through webinars. It's a great way to connect with experts and stay updated on blockchain innovations. So for upcoming events, just a sneak peek. So here are our third one for today, interacting with Rice using VM. And for the next 2 days, for the next two dates, March 26 and March 29, are interacting with Base using Next.js plus WAGMI and data leaks, phishing, and ransomware. You're next unless you do this. So enough about our introduction. For this session, it is all about interacting with Rice using VM. And this is to be presented by one of the blog contributors and soon to be mentor, Donna May Failoga.
Hello, rinig po ba?
Ayan.
Hello, rinig po.
Medyo mahina lang po ng very, very light.
Hello? Mahina pa din po.
Kaya pa po ba lakasan ng onti?
Wait. Hello? Ayan po, okay na po.
On my end, goods na po yung ganyan kalakas.
Okay po. Hi everyone, so my name is Doname Failoga, but in Web3, I am known as Nami, and I'm going to present about interacting with Rice using VM. So first, I will just give a short introduction or a recap about VM and about the Rice chain. Here po is we have VM. So what is VM? VM is a modern Ethereum library which is designed to be lightweight, modular, and types safe. It also provides developer with a reliable and efficient way to interact with Ethereum networks. It also offers features like optimized architecture, tiny bundle size, and intensive TypeScript support. Unlike traditional Ethereum libraries, VM is built for composability, making it easy to integrate with other tools and framework. So first, we have a modular. It's composable modules to build applications and libraries with speed. It allows developers to use only parts they need. It also improve code organization. So second is lightweight. It has a tiny bundle size, reducing the overall footprint of your application. It also optimized for tree shaking, which means unused code is removed during the build process, which makes the applications faster and more efficient. Next is performant. It optimized for speed and efficiency. It also reduce unnecessary dependencies compared to other Ethereum libraries like Ether.js and Web3.js. Um, it also provides better performance in DApps or decentralized applications. Last is we have typed API. VM fully supports TypeScript, which ensures type safety and reducing runtime error, which helps developers catch issues during development instead of at runtime. It provides better auto-completion and documentation in modern IDEs. So if you want to know more or study more about VM, you can just go to the docs and mm, basahin. Next is we have the Rice chain. So what is Rice chain? Rice is a next generation layer 2. It designed to push blockchain performance beyond existing limits. It also aims to revolutionize Ethereum by dramatically increasing transaction speed, reducing cost, and maintaining Ethereum core principle of security and decentralization. We have here Rise is transaction per second is 100K, which makes it significantly faster than traditional Ethereum layer 1, making it ideal for large-scale applications like gaming, DeFi, and social networks. Rise is also part of the GigaGas era, which aims to redefine blockchain performance, much like broadband revolutionized the internet. It is also Web3-like latency, which is less than 10 milliseconds of delay, similar to Web2 applications. It also enables real-time interaction, making blockchain apps feels as smooth as traditional internet app. And rice is also affordable for affordable because it reduced the gas fee, and it fully support Ethereum smart contract toolings and developer ecosystem. Um, Developers can build on Rise without changing their existing Ethereum base app. So if you want to also know more about Rise, you can just go to their website, riselabxy.xyz. So now I'm going to show how we can interact with Rise using VM. Lipat lang ako. Ayan. Kita po ba yung screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you po. So, first, magda-deploy muna tayo ng token. Here we have the hard hat config. We will use the hard hat to deploy yung token. And dito sa first na mga lines, we have the imports. We import the .env kung saan natin nilagay yung private key and yung RPC URL niya. Yeah, here sa network, lilagay natin is yung network na gagawa natin ng token, which is ang RISE, and yung RPC URL niya, and yung chain ID. Ano ba yun? Next is deploy. Since we're using hard hat, dito, first is yung sa contracts. Sa contracts, ilalagay natin yung token na i-deploy natin, which is ang RISE, and ang token price niya. Then, dito sa, since we're using ERC20, so, sa contracts, same pa din dun sa kanina, we're deploying RISE, kaya sa contract lalagay natin RISE, and here, RISE, then yung constructor. So, dapat pag ni-run natin, lalabas na successful siya and meron tayong new token na na-create, na-deploy. Ay, wait. Ayan. So, nag-success siya. And para makita natin, ano ba para makita natin yung if successful ba talaga na na-create yung token, we can just search this dito sa Explorer ng RISE. And ayan, makikita natin na success yung contract na na-create natin. Okay, now na meron na tayong token or naka-deploy na tayo ng token, pwede na tayong continue. So, dito sa accounts, same lang kanina, we import the .env and other imports from VM. So, dito, if want natin na tignan yung accounts, pwede natin siya, ay, gusto natin malaman kung ano meron sa accounts, pwede natin i-run as console. Ayan. Para malaman natin kung ano yung nasa loob ng accounts. Pasok muna tayo sa CD files. Um, Ayan. So sa accounts, meron siyang address, yung nodes manager, pwede mag-sign ng message, and yung source is from the private key kasi yun yung ginamit natin. So we move here. We have the client, public client, and malalaman natin kung pwede natin tignan kung ilan yung balance ng client, and pwede din makita yung transaction ng client. Para Ayan. So, dapat, ang nakalagay dito is yung makikita natin yung balance ng client and yung transaction niya. And para makita din natin kung anong wallet yung ginamit ng client, we can also console. And para makita natin kung anong wallet na ginamit ng client, specific wallet na ginamit niya. So, i-run natin ulit yun kanina. Ay, wait. Listen natin ito. Ayan, i-run natin ulit. So, ito. Makikita natin na ito yung specific wallet na ginamit ng client and yung balance ng client which is 0.066 something, and meron na itong 17 transaction. Pero ma-confirm natin na yan talaga yung balance and yung wallet, pwede natin tignan dito sa Explorer ulit ng RISE. So, ayan, nakita natin na same yung balance niya and yung transaction. So now is here sa contracts is same pa din, mag-i-import tayo from .env, mag-i-import tayo ng .env and other imports from VM. Also, i-import natin ang ERC20 JSON artifacts kasi we're using ERC token. And sa ERC20, kailangan natin ng ABI para ma-trans ma-convert yung ma-read ng computer yung transaction na gagawin ng client. So here we have the account, and I'm gonna use the client's account, wallet client. Ito naman is for gas fee or other transaction na gagawin ng client, na which is magbabayad siya. So, meron tayo ditong contract address na papalitan natin yung ginawa natin kanina. Ito. Ayan. Tapos, first na gagawin natin is i-read natin yung balance ng wallet ng client. So, this wallet is, yun yung ginamit kung saan nag-deploy ng token kanina. So, yun yung i-read. Wait lang. Ayan. Makikita natin yung token na laman ng balance nung account or yung nung address na ito na ginamit natin. Then, para naman makapag-transfer, tayo, we have this other wallet. Tapos, ito yung balance na ita-transfer natin sa wallet na ito. And dapat mabawasan yung balance na meron tayo dito. So, pag ni-run natin yan, ayan, makikita natin yung transaction niya. Late. And makita natin yung transaction and yung bawas ng pag-transfer. To confirm na na-transfer na yung token, is pwede natin i-search ulit dito sa Explorer ng RISE. Ayan, naka-receive siya ng token. And naka-transfer siya ng token 50 seconds ago and complete na yung transaction. I think that's all for how we interact with um, Rice chain using VM.
Thank you, Miss Donna. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop it on the chat box, or you could also open your mics. For starters, I have questions myself. So Miss Donna, what are the key advantages po siguro in using VM for interacting with Rice compared po sa other tools or libraries?
Paulit po, sorry. Can you repeat po? Sorry, nag-lag po.
Ayun po. Ano po yung key advantages ng paggamit ng VM for interacting po with the Rice compared po sa ibang tools or libraries?
It's easier po using VM po.
Can you explain how VM simplifies blockchain interaction po for developers?
Yes po, yes po. So for me, I think it's mas okay na yung VM other than other Ethereum library because VM is low memory usage other compare po sa Ether.js, and also nagagamit po yung VM, no? One of the advantages din po ng VM is yung nagagamit sila ng TypeScript and para ma-ensure na better yung pag-check, and syempre yung error nga po mas madali siya makita and ma-edit po.
While waiting po siguro na magtanong pa yung iba, last question po for me is, how can developers like me or us po contribute to the VM or Rice community?
Um, ano po, first siguro is we can, ano, sa for the VM po, we can go to VM GitHub and practice po some or fix some bugs or submit some pull requests, and we can try help improve the documentation po ng VM, and also we can also develop some smart contracts po using the Rice. using the rice pot, then or we can create some APIs or SDKs for easier transaction po with rice, or we can develop integration with VM, or yun po.
Question po from Jandrick Rabara. What real-time applications on blockchain can use for Rise Chain with VM?
Ano po, a real-time application. Um, Siguro po yung ano, decentralized finance na mga platforms, mga ganyan. Or other, uh, or mga supply chain, hello? Ayan. So, yun mga po yung mga real-time and inventory tracking, mga games or NFT po. We can use Rise or VM. We can use Rise with VM po, because example for NFT or and gaming, it's low latency nga po, and it also facilitate real-time interaction po with gaming, which can uh, enhance po yung user experience and engagement.
Question naman po from Renzo, is VM future-proof? Currently kasi nag-Ether.js pa rin daw po siya.
Yes po, VM po is designed to be future-proof po compared sa Ether.js. Kasi yun nga po, for performance and efficiency, mas faster po si VM kaysa kay Ether. And yung mga imports po is yung mga needs, and hindi ma-remove na yung other na not necessary need for the application po. And since it also support the TypeScript po, and active po yung maintenance na developed by the team behind po.
From Adrian Jan Kidor, is there any support for gaming SDKs?
Um, yes po, because since VM, like user support. Yes po, meron like Commit Connect VM SDK. It's developed by Commit po. And we also have Dynamic SDK po. It offers flexible SDK that combines authentication po. It's like smart wallets and secure key management into one package.
From John Mark Bautista. Hello, good evening. I have a question. Will there be any incentive programs for early adopters, developers, or validators?
As of now po, there is no specific information about incentive program for early adopters or developers po on Rice Chain.
From Christian Lee, GM Paul would like to ask what upcoming features in VM or Rise Chain should developers be excited about for future integrations?
For upcoming features. I think po for VM, it offers experimental entry point for developers to test new functionalities, implement of non finance Ethereum improvement proposal po. Um, for Rise, ano? Ayun po.
From John Hain, for beginners looking to get started with VM, what would be a realistic learning roadmap or time frame to become proficient? Are there any key resources or best practices you recommend to accelerate the learning process?
Um, I think first is if you're a beginner, I think you should start by learning the fundamentals of blockchain or the Ethereum. Then after maybe na familiarize mo na yung blockchain and Ethereum, you can start learning about VM or um, other other um, libraries. And then after you learn about it, you can start working with transactions and smart contracts po. Tapos after that, practice na lang po.
Yes, Sir Ranzo.
Hello, hello. Naririnig ba ako?
Yes, Dribble Puff.
Ayun, siguro I just wanted to get some insights in regards to this chain, si Rice chain. Uh, are you familiar with smart contract events ba? Yung
Hindi po,
nag-emit ng events from Solidity.
hindi po masyado eh.
Okay. Siguro bigyan na lang din kita ng insight. So, ang currently kasi na ginagawa ko is creating blockchain indexers. So, ang purpose nung events, kumbaga, ano lang siya, kumbaga, if you're going to be reading blockchain data na, for example, mga calculated na related na mga data, you use smart contract events, yung mga nag emit para mas madaling ma-parse or ma-read ng tao yung data. So, ang iniisip ko kasi, gaano ba siya kabilis talaga in regards to the tech? Kasi isang problem ko, with blockchain itself is that, ewan ko kung na-experience niyo na 'to. Kapag let's say you're using VM tapos nagfe-fetch ka ng, simple na data from smart contract, medyo mabagal siya. So, people have created, different kinds of solutions. For example, yung blockchain indexers. Ewan ko kung narinig niyo na ba 'yan, yung the term blockchain indexers? Narinig niyo na ba 'yan or hindi pa? 'Di
Hindi
kung
pa.
hindi naman okey lang din. Kumbaga ang idea kasi ng blockchain indexers, kumbaga ito yung brief idea niya. So, si smart contract kapag gumawa ka ng right events, 'di ba? Mag-i-emit ka dun ng right na functions. Yung right functions na yun, dapat nag-i-emit ng events. For example, sa ERC-20, ERC-721. 'Pag nag-approve ka, puwede mong ma-capture yung events na yun, kung kanino, saan, at kung gaano kadami yung, lalagyan mong allowance for sending the tokens. So, ang isa sa kasi sa mga problems ko when it comes to blockchain data, retrieving, it takes time yung pag-fetch mo ng data. So, people have created blockchain indexers tapos may naka-watch listeners lang dun. So, kumbaga yun na yung idea ko ng real time. So, kapag nag-proc yung event na yun, makukuha mo sa client side tapos puwede mo ng i-update yung data sa front end mo. So, parang nagke-create siya ng real-timeness. So, siguro to summarize the question, gaano ba kabilis 'tong si Rice Chain when it, compares to other chains, the EVM din? Kasi yun yung pinaka-problem ko ngayon, eh. Do you have insights in regards to that? O wala pa?
Wala pa po.
Okey, okey. Kasi, I understand na kung wala pang mga sagot kasi Rice Chain is a fairly new chain. So, yun lang naman, yun lang naman. So yun, thanks, thanks.
Is there any more questions or additional knowledge? So I think, yun na yun, or may question pa ba? Feeling ko wala naman na. So I think we could wrap this up already. So before anything else, photo op as always. So can I ask you guys to open your cameras? Yarn. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile! Ay, ako pala hindi naka-open ng cam. Very good. So, ayan. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay, ayun. So again, as always, for the third time, Let me share the QR code for the Celio NFT na currently nawawala. Charis. Ayun. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'll give you guys a few minutes to scan the QR code. And of course, while waiting, promotion again for the third time. There will be an event this March 27, Thursday, 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is an exclusive AMA session hosted by Hiraya Network and The Block. This is an in-person event. Features Thomas, head of marketing for APAC/MENA at Aptos Labs. So Aptos is a cutting-edge layer 1 blockchain that redefines scalability, safety, and decentralization with its visionary approach. So we could expect to gain insights into the latest developments in the Aptos ecosystem straight from Thomas and ask our questions in this interactive session. So for registration, a yarn na drop na ni Janhay. Thank you so much. And of course, a little teaser for everyone. There will be a new platform for learning soon. It is called the Black Labs Academy, an initiative focused on blockchain education and innovation. It aims to empower individuals and organizations with knowledge about blockchain technology, offering training, certifications, and development opportunities. So I think that is all for our Black Time. Thank you again, guys, and I hope to see you on our next Block Time, which is, yeah, I hope you could see it, which is this March 26th tomorrow. So I guess I will be seeing you guys tomorrow, and you can all rest now. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much.